Welcome back to His and Her Homestead. Today I want to do a review on the Morakniv. Not really a review, but I just wanted to tell you guys about all the money I've been wasting on Amazon and the cool stuff I got. So first thing is the Morakniv, and I've got two different versions here. I've got the both carbon steel. I've got the heavy duty and the standard here, and you can see the difference in blade thickness. It's pretty dramatic. The heavy duty is a lot thicker, but I just want to show you guys some cool stuff about this. So let's start with the light duty one, the light knife. Okay, so it comes with like a beautiful carbon steel finish, and mine's like this one's a little bit not rusty but off color already, because I used it to chop open a mango, which I shouldn't have done before I did the review. It comes with the sheath, and it's a plastic sheath, so, and it clips on weird. Like at first I didn't like it, but I got pretty used to it pretty quick. But it clips on where the blade faces forward on your left side, or the blade faces backwards if it's on your right hip, which actually makes it easier to use, believe it or not, for me anyways. But this is made in Sweden, Morakniv MG, and it'll say like heavy duty if it's the heavy duty, but it's called the Companion. Forgot to tell you that. Morakniv Companion. Anyways, so that's the standard one. But one thing I wanted to show you guys is the tarnish this thing gets. I butchered a few animals with this, and like very quickly it'll tarnish. Like you have to basically keep it oiled from the moment you get it if you want to keep a good finish on it. But this pitting and rust is so shallow. Like I had this one soaked for a long time, wet, real wet, and the rust just wipes it right off, like doesn't even leave a mark or anything. And I didn't take good care of it at all. You can't see it, but I've got a nick in the blade, I've got scrapes all over it from sharpening it, and I've used it more than once for cutting down trees, like 3-inch trees and what have you. And you can see on the back there, that's from batoning it. But this is an awesome knife. You'll like, and these are like, I think it's 16 bucks for the heavy duty, or like 14 bucks for the light one. And the light one's actually quite a bit lighter, so yeah, that's a tough choice. But good news is you have to spend 35 bucks on Amazon to get free shipping. So I got them both, and I love these knives. I mean, I beat the heck out of them. Easy to sharpen. They hold the edge for a decent time for how easy they are to sharpen, and they've got such a nice blade profile that, like, not only is the steel easy to sharpen, not super easy, but just the blade profile makes it a lot easier to sharpen, so you can have a little bit harder steel and hold your blade hold your edge a little longer. So that's the Morakniv. It holds pretty tight. I mean, it stays in there pretty well, but you just knock it forward and then it'll come right out. So it's an awesome knife. Clips on your belt. It does have a buttonhole. You can put your button in there and then slip it, lock it down, and it'll like stay hooked on a button, like on your cargo shorts or whatever. Or you can attach a button to any bag you have or any gear you have. And since our EDC bag video, I've added these actually to my EDC, his EDC, and I haven't added one to her EDC, but I'm planning on it. As soon as I get another one, I want to get the Light My Fire one and give it to her and put it in her bag, but we'll see. Let me pause it real quick and I'll get the other thing I bought off Amazon. I'll show you guys that. Alright, I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these before, but this is what we call Fisher's mechanical yo-yo reel. There's a lot of different names on it for it on Amazon, but it is basically a fish trap. You've got this swivel here that you can put a hook on, and it's got a mechanical trigger right there. This is the one that's called a flat trigger. They also have the wire trigger. I wouldn't mess with the wire trigger. It seems a little bit flimsy and a little bit sticky to me, but all I've ever gotten was a mechanical fisher. But the cool thing about these is you can throw them in your EDC bag or your bug out bag or your vehicle bag, and a couple hooks and some bait, and you can catch fish anywhere that there's fish, just about. It's got a little hole here and a hole here to hang it from like a tree, and you hang it from a tree branch, and then I'll try and do this without ruining the shot. Can't do it with my toe. Come on. Okay, there we go. I got an idea. Okay, so you pull it out, and then you can lock it in place like that. It's real easy to pull. And then this bar right here triggers, and when they touch it, it's such a light trigger, and then when they touch it, it just reels up the line. And it's 60-pound nylon string, they say, but it ain't gonna pull up a 60-pound fish. It'll hold on to a 60-pound fish if the hook's set good, which that's what it does, is it sets the hook. So it might work for a big fish, but I'll rig it up and let you guys see how it works. It's a pretty strong spring, but what you do is you set that trigger, and there's two settings. Hair trigger is down here. It's the one with a sharper angle, and then there's a little bit stronger trigger right there, but they're both pretty much a hair trigger. But I'll show you how this works. So you run your line, you pull it out whatever you want, then you run your line, and then say you got a little squirrel here, catches your tripwire, and that's the biggest head squirrel I ever seen, and he gets snagged and he freaks out, goes, and it just takes a tiny bit of force, really, and there he is, trapped. Well, my snare came off because I didn't have it on good, but you get the point. I'll reset it. Stop.